Alright, here we are with the last team analysis video for AFL Fantasy 2025, and it's the Western Bulldogs' turn. So let's see who's getting bevoed this year. Starting off with the beasts here, and you can't really go past the Bond as the biggest beast in the Western Bulldogs team. The captain, the leading man, he's just a freak. He's one of the most well-rounded midfielders in the competition. He racks it up. He's tall enough to take on some great marks. He tackles plenty. He gets tons of CBAs. You know, it's the Bond. I remember his 2023 season, and it was filthy, averaging 117 in that year. And I see him going well into 110 this year. You just can't keep him out of the contest, and he's going to do what he pleases out there this year to get the W each week. Not much more to say. You really can't go wrong with the Bond. He is my number one ranked player for any position coming into this season, and if I had the first pick in my drafts this year, I will be taking Marcus Bontempelli. The big man is next for the Doggies, and Tim English is one of the best ruckmen in the competition, hands down. He was the number one ruck option coming into last year, and now English is coming into his 9th year in the league and is one of the safest ruck picks in drafts this year. He was dominant over the last 3 seasons. He does it all. He gets the hitouts, obviously, as a big, huge, tall ruckman. He gets marks all around the ground. He's very competitive. He kicks goals because he's very good in the forward 50, and he has a decent running capacity and tank as well. He is a proper machine. Without those couple of blemishes last year and lifting his floor scores just a little bit, I could see English getting right back close to a 110 average this year, and I've got him going at 109 by the year's end. My boy Riley Sanders is one of the future superstars of the competition, and the fact that he has forward status this year is just sweet. Fantastic. He is an inside midfielder by trade, extracting midfielder, a little bit handball happy at times, but racks up the disposals and accumulates. Managed to work himself into the contest super often, but he was one of the main victims of being bevoed last year, and his average suffered a lot. Hopefully we don't see him get vested this year, and we should see him get plenty of games and plenty of CBAs. And with somewhat aging midfield, with Liberatore having some issues the last couple of years, there might be a few more midfield minutes on the cards for him this year. If he doesn't get subbed, he could be one of the best forwards in the competition this year. And I've got him at forward rank 15 for the time being. Another unsung breakout contender for this year is Riley Garcia. He's a forward coming into this year, and he's a little pig in the making who has dominated in the VFL in recent years. It'll be hard for him to crack into the team consistently, but if he does get named, he will be a very good scorer. It might take some injuries for him to get a clear run at it, but he's definitely one to keep an eye on in the future, especially with that forward status. Final breakout contender from some of the draftees from the last few years is Joel Frazier, who has defensive status coming into this year. Frazier is a wingman by trade, and he was picked up in the 2023 draft. He's someone who has found early opportunities in the Doggies lineup. He's been spending time in defense and could be a benefactor of Caleb Daniels' departure, and as well as spending time on the wing. With defensive status, he could be a sneaky option at the end of your drafts, because he genuinely could be in for a 23-game season. The main rookie to look at from the Doggies this year is the gun midfielder Cooper Hines. He's from the Dandenong Stingrays last year, and he played alongside new Demon recruit Harvey Langford. Together, they both had huge seasons in the under-18 leagues and showed how they can accumulate the ball and tackle hard. It would be interesting to see if he gets a few games this year, and if you're in desperate need of a speculative midfielder, Hines might come in handy in deeper leagues or keeper leagues this year, definitely.
A couple of doggies to beware coming into this season, and I think the main one here to remember, because he's right up the top of draft boards, is Adam Treloar. He's had a few niggles coming into this season. He strained his calf just before Christmas, and he had another setback pretty recently with his other calf as well. And at this stage, it's looking like he's going to miss the first few rounds of the season, I think. So it's going to be interesting where you could get him, because he will be back, but yeah, it might not be for a few rounds to start the year. So just maybe hold off on round 1 and get him in the second round if you can. I think he might not be a round 1 pick with this little injury now. I don't know, but if you want him, go for him. But if you could hold off to round 2 or 3, I reckon that would be the smarter choice with Treloar at this stage. Because yeah, when he is playing, it's a grunty, selfish season that we love to see as fantasy coaches, and he gets some huge CBA numbers as well. We'll see how that goes in the upcoming season, because there are a few up-and-coming guys in the midfield there, in Ed Richards, Riley Sanders, Joel Frazier even, Riley Garcia, new recruits Matt Kennedy, and new draftee Cooper Hines as well. Could all be gunning for more midfield time, so just remember that there is a flourish of midfielders coming through there. Whether it's going to affect Treloar's time, I think it probably won't, but the main thing to remember is he might not make it onto the field, I think. So just remember that on draft day. And finally here, I have a big red flag with Jason Johannesson coming into the year. He is a half-decent defender of years past, but unfortunately he has come to a hamstring injury in the preseason, and he's going to miss the next 2 to 3 months as of filming this. So unfortunate, because I was hoping he was going to be a bit more relevant this year, but footy is just a very, very cruel place sometimes. So yeah, stay away from JJ on draft day. Maybe pick him up in the last few rounds, or a little bit later on draft day.
So there you have a few Western Bulldogs players on the cards for your drafts this year. Hope I gave you some insight with a couple of these players, and a few speculative ones to put on your draft boards. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if I gave you any insight at all, please like and subscribe, and follow me on Blue Sky for some in-season content. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon.